This is 597 Zohar Pshat. When the last line of Ayin Dal and Aleph. And Ayin Dal base, the page splits up to Zohar and Sisrei Torah. I don't know if Sisrei Torah is different than Zohar, but evidently it's a different something or other. I don't think the Sulam explains what the difference between the Zohar and Sisrei Torah is. It does not. It just says Sisrei Torah. So beats me. Nobody seems to explain what it is. So we'll do it separately, obviously, because there's different paragraphs, different subject matter. Doesn't go on here for long. There's other parshas. I think there are more longer sections called Sisrei Torah or Medrash Ne'elam. Don't know what the differences are, but here it's just a couple of pages. Okay, so in the meantime, Tachase, Vayika Tzafachas. They're one language. Basar Maxi, what did it say? V'imanasim Kedem. Oh, they left Kedem. That's no good. No Kadmad Alma. They left the ancient one of the world. That's it. They went off the derech. But the thing is, they're still united, which is still a good thing, right? They found a low place in Eretz Shinar. From there, they scattered to all directions. No, not yet. Obviously, that was all they made up of. But Reish Malchus is Badara. This is the head of the head king, the head of the king. So the Sutzor says Perish Bavel Reisha de Dava. Bavel in the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, which Daniel told him after he got it, the Reisha de Dava, the head of the gold, was Bavel. As representing Nebuchadnezzar. So it's Chabad the Klipa, says the Orni Tzutziores. Only my Piru, the world of the divisiveness. You show me every time that's they're scattered for there. It says Badora. It says Badora Targum Lihina fates to be scattered. Shagam Bria Tzia Sia Nikra Olam my Piru. Okay. That doesn't help us very much, but the idea is that this place was a place which was the highest place from which scattering emerges. And Bavel, which means to confuse, has to do in its highest place, meaning the highest place of Tumah, that is scattering, going in all different directions. Vitema, says Zohar. What do you mean? They were scattering before the beginning of Torah, the beginning of creation. Haksiv says the river came out of Eden to water the garden, and it divided up. No, there certainly was Puda also being in the world. They came in Natalie, but no one have a Puda. Once they came out of the Eden, there was Puda. But everybody came together to derive nourishment from there. I don't know if it's talking about physical nourishment, it's talking about spiritual nourishment. So when they came back together, Lavi Pruda. So the rivers were a shefa to mashpia in a positive way. They could cause period, but it was not permanent period, and it could be eliminated by going back to the source. But here, that's not going to go back to the source, because not the Avi Pruda. Suddenly, when they went there to Yanakul Avi Pruda, when they left Avi Pruda. You'll see, but and here they left in a way which was not meant to ever get back together again. And here, therefore, they found the Bika, they found this new place, and they didn't intend to go back. Again, I don't think it's literal, I think it's figurative, but at the beginning of Torah, there's a Sheva which divides up and then unites together. Here's a Sheva that divides up and doesn't unite together again. So in Tzubiko, Kamadi, tomorrow, like it says, they were all one language and one speech. Because the world, this world, in its basis, in its source, in its roots, is one. And has one emunah about Kodesh Baruch Hu, but then you can forsake that. They left Mikad Ma Ikara the Alma from the initial ancient bearings of the world. The Nusa, the Alma Nusa of the world of emunah, the Nusa of Kula, so the emunah of everything. But into Bika, they found in Bika, Metzia Ashkachu. They found something which they didn't bargain for. And they use it to emerge from out of their the Emunah law. Uh, the depression, the Bika, was one in which they could actually remove themselves from that which was high, because literally low. It was a lowness which came out of their, even though they were unified, this lowness came out of it as a form of rebellion because they wanted to get away from their connection. Come see Nimrod Maxi was a Nimrod, Fatir Reshis Mamachto Bavel. He started off, he was the Reish Malchu of Piruda, and he started Bavel. Tamitaman Natal Lischachda B'Shu Achra. From there, he took the whatever Kedusha it was to try and link it to the other Rishus, the Sitra Achra. And Vahacha, so that's by Nimrod specifically, and here it's by the people. Vahacha, Vayimtsun Bika Be'eretz Shinar. They found this depression in Eretz Shinar, place to go low. Mitaman and Talubali Bayu. From there, they get the idea in their heart. La Foka Mishusi law to remove themselves from the high Rishus, Lirishu Achra to another Rishus. So the Bika is a spiritual depression. A spiritual depression means a way to get away from Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And that's, even they were still united, is already the seeds of Purut of sown. Okay, we'll have to go on obviously and see more about that, but that's the idea. There's an oil of Purut which is not meant to be connected to Hakadosh Baruch Hu.